Hi, welcome back to Movie Review Mom. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. If you've never watched any of my movie reviews, I'm going to give you a quick overview in a nutshell, give you some tips for parents, some themes that you could talk about with your friends or family or whoever you see this movie with, and some things I liked and some things I didn't like, and then offer some recommendations for if you like this movie, other movies that you might also like. And I hope you like this video. Be sure and click on subscribe, ring the bell, or the bell, wherever the bell is. It's actually down below, but that notifies you whenever I upload a new movie review. And if you get a minute, run over to my Facebook group, which is called Movie Review Mom, and we talk all about movies. And I suspect you'll like that because you like movies too. Anyway, let's get started with today's movie. The movie I'm reviewing is called Just Mercy. This movie is rated PG-13. It's 2 hours and 16 minutes. And the movie review mom grade I'm giving it is a B plus, hovering on an A minus, somewhere in that category. I couldn't commit. Anyway, in a quick nutshell, the power of an effective film for me is that it makes you think and feel. And this movie certainly does both of those things. At the end of the movie, you see some text on the screen that tells audiences that for every 9 people who have been executed in the United States, one person on death row has been proven innocent and released. A shocking rate of error. This movie tells the true story of one such case. The movie is directed by Destin Daniel Cretton and is based on the book Just Mercy, a story of justice and redemption by Brian Stevenson, who is the real life attorney that Michael B. Jordan plays in this movie. Michael B. Jordan does an outstanding job and is as effective in the boxing ring, like in movies like Creed, as he is delivering sentimental speeches to a jury in this movie. I just think he's a great actor. I really love watching him in every movie that he's in. Academy Award winner Jamie Foxx is exceptional as expected. You don't really see an actor playing a role when you watch him. Instead, you see a flawed man who got trapped inside a court system. He is both believable and very subtle in his performance, which makes it even more powerful. And these two acting powerhouses drive this emotionally charged film to Oscar buzz. So I would not be surprised if both of these two were nominated. We'll see what happens, but outstanding performances and really by the whole cast. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. Now, some quick tips for parents is that most kids are going to be pretty bored and not want to sit through this talking movie. There's no action, chase scenes, or anything like that. It's a talking movie, and so they probably won't be that interested. There is some profanity, although sometimes there's profanity by Brie Larson's character when she's with her son, and she immediately apologizes for swearing in front of him. Michael B. Jordan's character is forced to do a strip search as an attorney before the people in the prison allow him to see his clients, which is just so awful. It's such a great scene. Anyway, you see his naked chest from the waist up, and you can tell he's undressing, but you don't really see anything else other than his chest. There is talk of infidelity, murder, death, and a man actually dies in the electric chair, although you only see the facial reactions of the people who are watching the actual moment, so you don't see him die. There's racist behavior, there's talk of death row in prison and the death penalty as well. Now, some themes that I think are really great ones to talk about after you see this movie, or before, whenever you want. These are lines actually by Brian Stevenson. He gives himself as the author of the book and the contributor to the screenplay, these brilliant lines. And he must be brilliant in real life because he came up with these. But anyway, he says, played by Michael B. Jordan says, "There's always something we can do." And one of the big themes of the movie is when you see injustice, there is something that you can do. Figure out what you can do and then do that thing. And then Brian Stevenson is talking to a client who's in prison, wrongful or accused of wrongful deeds, whatever. And he says, whatever you did, your life is still meaningful. And that is actually a really powerful lesson as well. You see these prisoners on death row, and you assume they're all guilty of doing horrible things. And you think, and yet they're humans, they're human beings. And there's a really powerful lesson with one of the prison guards as he learns that lesson to treat everyone with dignity and respect. How you treat people is not a reflection of them, it's a reflection of you. And so I really liked that message and that gentle reminder. Brian Stevenson also says it's never too late for justice. And then some other themes are racism, justice, mercy, grace, law, truth, fear, and anger. All really good ones. Now, some things that I really liked. First of all, I mentioned the incredible performances by Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Jordan. Fantastic. And the entire cast did an incredible job evoking just the right emotions to give you the feels at just the right moment. For example, Rafe Spall did a great job making you feel so angry. The movie will make you feel so mad. Tim Blake Nelson was great at making you feel incredibly frustrated. And Rob Morgan made you feel sympathy. He was really great. I was really impressed with his performance. And Brie Larson made you feel hopeful. All outstanding performances, really. I loved the final scenes in the courtroom and in the prison scenes, the very last few prison scenes and courtroom scenes. Anyway, just brought me to tears. So good and so well done. You get to see the real life people, by the way, involved in the true story at the end of the movie. Some pictures with some information about them and what happened after the events of this movie, as well as a little bit of film footage. So that's really cool. I always love that. A fun fact is, ironically, the movie's location is set where the book To Kill a Mockingbird takes place. If you haven't read that book or seen that movie, you're going to want to after you watch this movie for sure. Okay, now there are only a few things that I didn't like about the movie. And first of all, as a white girl, I hate it when all of the white people in movies like this are just evil and racist idiots. So thank goodness for Eva Ansley, played by Brie Larson's character. And I know that there was racism. I know that there is still racism. And I know that there are white idiots who see color and they should be colorblind. But anyway, because of that, there are a lot of expected cliched racist elements that you would expect to see in a movie like this. The movie is also a little bit of a slow burn, but definitely worth the wait and very powerful. And you'll enjoy this movie, I think, no matter what color you are. Now, there's one funny line that I picked out of the movie, and I might have liked a little bit more humor in the movie, although it's definitely a drama. But anyway, Brie Larson's character says to Michael B. Jordan's character, she says, maybe people will stop trying to kill us once they realize how charming we are. I thought that was kind of cute. And then there are tons of interesting lines. I'll give you just a couple, but before I forget to mention it, when you get a minute, go to moviereviewmom.com, which is where I have tons more information on my review, as well as all of these interesting lines that I think would also be great themes to talk about with whoever you saw the movie with. Anyway, that was a terribly grammatically incorrect sentence. Anyway, let's see. I like this. Brian Stevenson, played by Michael B. Jordan, says, you can't change the world with only ideas in our minds. We need conviction in our hearts. Good one. And then he says, hope allows us to push forward even when the truth is distorted by people in power. It allows us to stand up when they tell us to sit down and to speak when they tell us to be quiet. The movie is all about justice and mercy, so it's appropriately called Just Mercy. I thought it was a really great movie. Now, a few recommendations really quickly. the all-time best prison movie, in my opinion, is The Shawshank Redemption. So if you haven't seen that one, you absolutely must see that. And the links for that are actually down below in the description. So you can just click on that and it'll take you to either purchase it or stream it online or whatever. Another movie that came out in 2019 is called Clemency, that you might be interested in. Of course, there's also Marshall. And then another one that you might have not have caught because it's a little bit older is called Prison Song. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the movie review, and I hope that you enjoy the movie. I think that you really will. Very well done, outstanding performances. Bye for now.